Well, hello everybody and welcome back to Mark's Allotment. So a quick update from the previous film. I was planting some potatoes, as you probably guessed. So I'm just going to turn my camera around and just show you the end result really. Anyway, okay, so I've put 1, 2, 3, 4 rows of shallots, a second early. Now the reason I haven't earthed this particular row up is because I pulled the string up and forgot where the row is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait till the plants poke their heads up through the soil, then I can earth it up. But as I say, there's 4 rows there. And also I've got 3 rows of main crop, Desiree Reds, or Desiree, whichever way you want to pronounce it. 3 rows there. I was going to put a 4th row here, but if I did put a 4th row, it'd make the path up alongside the water but a bit too narrow, so I thought I'll just leave it. And so what I've done, I've actually put some more down here in the bottom patch on the north face of the Eiger. That's what I call this. So as I say, I've got another row of main crop there, and main crop as well, as far as that blue marker is. I've just put a couple of, I ran out of reds and main crop, so I've found another couple of charlotte tubers, so just to finish off that row. So that's why the marker is in there. Right, so that's all my spuds in. Okie doke. And so the next thing I've been doing is I've now filled these tyres up with compost, and on the first one here, I don't know if you can see, I'll bring it a bit closer. Maybe you can just about see. Okay, that's some carrot seed, and I've just put as best I can, a thin sowing all the way around the outer edge. And the reason is I'm going to leave it 2 or 3 weeks, and then I'm going to do another ring inside that, 2 or 3 weeks, ring to that, etc, etc, so that the theory is these on the outside will be ready to pull first. So I'll pull those, and then I'll be able to work my way into the middle with succession sowing. And the variety of carrot is, I'll just get my seed out, I'll cover this over shortly. So the variety is carrot Autumn King 2. So that's in there, and also what'll happen when that's fully planted, I'll then move over to this one and do a similar thing here. Now then, I've covered them up now, but I should, as far as the next 2 here, because in here I've planted parsnips, and the variety is parsnip white gem. That's interesting. It says so February to May. I didn't realise you could do it in May that late, but there we are. So yeah, so all I've done is spread, sow them as thinly as possible, giving them plenty of space, because obviously I don't want to be thinning out. It seems to be a waste of seed to me. But so sow them all over there as thinly as possible, and on that one, so it's both done. And that should be more than enough for my needs, because there's only 52 weeks in the year. I don't know about you, but I don't eat parsnips every week. Yeah, I told you the variety. So, and just give it a light covering of compost. And hopefully that's that. I may have said to you about this experiment of potatoes. So I've planted my tubers just inside the soil, just under the soil rather, and I'll just wait for them to push their heads up, and then I'll go and buy some straw and plant that out. Now then, I will be signing off shortly for a short spell, but what I intend to do, I mentioned about this worm bucket. So this bucket now is empty of chicken manure, or chicken pelleted chicken manure, So I'm going to empty this compost out and drill some holes, and I'm going to plant it in one of the beds. Anyway, I'm going to sign off for now. See you shortly. Okay, welcome back everybody. Whew. So, as I say, I just put my parsnips now in those tyres. What I should have mentioned as well, as a sort of hopefully a guarantee, in case the germination is a bit sporadic, I'm going to plant some parsnip seed in some toilet rolls like this, and then if I've got any misses for any reason, I can hopefully plant these in their place. Right, now then, so as you can see, I've got my bucket. I've now drilled several holes in the base and on the sides, and I don't think there's any, let me just stand up a minute, I don't think there's any particular measurement you have to use, but the drill bit I used was about 10 mils, something like that, and they're about inch 50 mil apart, something approximately, you know. I don't think it really needs to be that accurate. Conveniently, I've stopped short of this little ledge here, which should just be above this level of the soil, or just on the level with the soil, the top of the soil rather. So I'm going to, it's all, when I was digging this hole there was quite a few worms in there already, so I don't know if I really need this, but we'll give it a go, see if there's any difference. Right, so all I'm going to do is bury that in there. I'm just going to chuck a little bit of already made compost just to line the bottom. I don't suppose you really need to do that. And also, now I'm going to put, obviously get these odd weeds coming up. I'm going to put them in there. Bit of grass, etc., etc. Leaves off any cabbage leaves going in, something like that. But I'm not going to put any woody stuff like, I don't know if you can see the stalk. That's the stalk off the Brussels sprouts that I had in. I'm not going to put those in because they're so woody and hard, they'll take forever to break down. So I'm just going to put, sort of soft stuff, leafy type of material, weeds, I suppose. And hopefully they'll break down quite quickly. And then obviously, once I've filled in around the sides, I'll then just put the lid on, and then I shouldn't need a stone on top because the lid is quite a tight fit. Now then, so now whether that will provide enough compost to feed the whole bed, because it's quite a long bed. It's about 30 feet long, something like that. Probably won't provide enough, in which case might have to have one, divided into three, so one in there, one at that point and one at that point. But this is only an experiment anyway, so it may not be worth the while, and I'll just get rid of it, but we'll see how it works. Right, broad beans are coming up bit by bit every day. It's amazing. And so I think that's it for now. Carrots are in, possibly. Oh yes, I'm going to put a short row of beetroot in now as well. I haven't quite decided where I'm going to put that. I may put it in here, but with the beetroot I tend to plant it in, let me just turn the camera on a minute. With the beetroot I tend to plant it in plugs and then put the plugs out later, simply because in case I get the bad germination for whatever reason, I don't want gaps everywhere. So at least if I got plugs, I can get a nice, And again, with beetroot, I'll hopefully plant it every 2 or 3 weeks to get a succession, because obviously I don't want it all coming at once. But what I've got to make sure is that towards the end of the year I plant enough beetroot and in times that I can store them over the winter in dry peat in containers, and the same with carrots, and obviously hopefully I'll have enough potatoes as well, but we'll come to that subject later in the year. Okay, I think that's it for now, and I'll see you later. Bye for now.